Josh DAngelo is a doctor of physical therapy and board-certified orthopedic specialist who has co-founded and directed global organizations centered around improving access to healthcare and innovating healthcare delivery. Dr. DAngelo most recently co-founded MovementX, a platform technology that sends trusted physical therapists to patients seeking safe and convenient care via telehealth, home-based and outdoor sessions. He's spoken nationally and internationally on physical therapy, leadership, and global health. And without further ado, I will give you Josh DAngelo. Let me go ahead and unmute him. Are you there, Josh?
Joseph. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good to go.
Great.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to Joseph. Thank you, Lisa, for running such a great event. It's a real pleasure to be here and with the opportunity to share a Pecha Kucha with the DC design community. And it's really inspiring to be surrounded by such a diverse crowd and an honor to be here among so many other presenters with design-inspired stories. As Joseph said, my name is Josh DAngelo. I'm a physical therapist, and I have the pleasure of serving as CEO and co-founder of MovementX, where our mission is to help people move their best so they can live their best. For some, that might mean being able to throw a baseball after a rotator cuff surgery. For others, it's simply being able to sit at a desk for 8, maybe 10 hours doing deep design work so that they can best serve their clients. Our process at MovementX is simple. You go on our website to create a profile on our custom-built technology and request a session with our provider. We come to your home, gym, or office to provide the most convenient and safest care. And once in front of the patient, it's all about helping the patient reach their individual and unique goals. But back at the very beginning of MovementX, we decided to go door to door to different medical practices marketing our services. While we mostly got turned away, we did negotiate our way into talking to one lead physician at a concierge medical practice. Within 30 seconds of talking to her, she exclaimed, "I have an idea," ran back to her office and came out with a stack of books. These were RBG workout books, and she said, "I want you guys to teach my patients how to do these exercises, and I'll pay you to do it." Now, while we're predominantly in the business of one-on-one physical therapy sessions in an out-of-network model, we always had our eyes on creating more accessible and affordable services through group classes. But I do want to take 1 second to slow down and acknowledge and appreciate the life of Justice Ginsburg. Her impact is going to continue to ripple for generations, and the story I'm about to share with you is just another of the countless ways in which she so positively impacted our community. And for that, we will be forever grateful. Inspired by RBG's book, we decided to name our class AgeProof Your Body. We taught 3 exercises each class, and each exercise had 3 different levels to be sure we could accommodate individuals 60 plus of any ability, whether they'd been exercising for decades at this point or had never done so before. The class itself lasted 8 weeks, and we improved it each time that we offered it. In the spring of 2019, we launched and focused specifically on developing the content. In the fall of 2019, we split it up into 2 levels, 101 and 201, but participants didn't really like that. We found they preferred to be with their friends than exercise at their level. And in the spring of 2020, we created an entire book to go along with the series. But in the spring, the pandemic also hit, and we were forced to cancel our class. And while we were doing the class, it was not a big revenue driver for us. About 95 to 96% of our revenue was actually driven by in-person physical therapy sessions. And those sessions needed to be reinvented in the face of the pandemic. But there was a painful reality at play. And that was our older adults needed us most. They were forced to stay at home and were no longer moving to go visit family, to go to restaurants, or even to go to the grocery store, putting them at significant risk of atrophying and losing their movement capacity. And movement not only helps one's health, but also one's psychology and plays an important role in the development of community. So we decided to pivot and take the class online. And in the spirit of serving those who the pandemic was affecting the most, we felt compelled to do more to help the recovery. So our team decided to donate 100% of the proceeds from the class to 2 charities who were on the front lines fighting the pandemic. We tried to think of all the common objections an older adult might have and design for them. Want feedback just like we're in person? Have your camera and microphone on. Not sure how to use Zoom? We'll do a free consultation to get your setup right. Worried about your safety? We're going to have a team of physical therapists, doctors, nurses, and trainers in class with you. can't participate live, we'll record the class and have it available for you to watch at any time. When we launched, over 100 people ended up joining us for our first online workout, and nearly 200 participants ended up signing up. Every Monday at noon, it became a family affair. The class was also a designer's dream from the standpoint that these older adults did not hesitate to tell us exactly what they thought. We had a three-pronged approach for facilitating that feedback as well. First, we did whole group surveys after the first, fourth, and eighth and final class. Second, we did one-on-one customer discovery interviews. And third, we completed pre-tests and post-tests on items like balance and strength to see if participants were not only subjectively enjoying the class, but objectively improving. And we found out what they loved: the positivity, the encouragement, the specificity of the content, and areas we could improve, like the lighting and how much education we were trying to pack in. But the question remained, what were we going to do at the end of the class? The pandemic wasn't anywhere near over, and many of the pain points we set out to address still existed. So we launched the AgeProof membership, offering a permanent home to older adults looking to move their best from the safety of their own home. Participants received live classes, access to all recorded classes, membership to the private Facebook community, free consults with doctors of physical therapy, and a free digital copy of the AgeProof Your Body book. And now the participant comments speak for themselves. They say participating is way easier than I thought. They say, what a fantastic program, is so well thought out and executed. Every person over 65 should be doing this. And they say this comfortable group setting with people with a range of abilities makes it so much less intimidating. And not only are these older adults moving better, preventing atrophy, developing strength, but we're also able to contribute to our community. We raised nearly $5,000 in donations that will go directly towards more PPE, more funding for hospitals to fight the pandemic, and more meals for food insecure individuals. And now AgeProof also found a permanent home within our ecosystem. Whether it's providing physical therapy for an injury, providing one-on-one personal training services, or group classes and community via our AgeProof membership, we hope to be the go-to service for individuals looking to move and live their healthiest and best lives. AgeProof taught us so much. It taught us about seeking and listening to the feedback of our customers. It taught us about the power of community. And it taught us about harnessing the energy of a movement. And it is my hope that the many small acts of innovation and design thinking can help to continue to create a tide of positive change for us to overcome the many great challenges we have ahead. Thank you all so much for your time and for joining us here on the Pecha Kucha this evening.
I'm gonna snap for everyone, but yeah, snaps are, jazz hands in the chat. Now we're gonna open up to questions. So if anyone has a question, please throw it into the chat. We'll have about 3 to 5 minutes for questions to Josh. Personally, I want to say one reason we were really excited about this was because, this is a kind of a local DC thing. This is creative solutions coming out of people in our area. Interesting for the service design community. A big part of this was, Josh and his team aren't like what you would consider traditional service designers. They didn't get a service design degree or anything like that, but they're there, boots on the ground, creating innovative services, and so I think there's a lot that, we can learn from people who are doing, and I think vice versa, then they can learn from us and our tools. We just thought this would be a really great treat for the community. So let's go and check the chat and see what we've got. One question, and maybe if you can answer these quickly, then we'll be able to ask more of them. Okay. Wondering if you were able to resolve the technology issues that older adults face.
I'll tell you what, older adults are adaptable, and in the absence of not having a computer or a phone, we were able to resolve the technology issues pretty well. And I think the one-on-one feedback that we offer them, or one-on-one consultations, really helped build their comfort.
That question came from your co-presenter, Jatin. Afia was wondering, how did you spread the word on new classes that were offered?
Yeah, great question. The best thing we did was we had strong partner marketing. And so some of the medical practices that we work with, we encourage them to share with all their members or all their patients. And so finding other like-minded individuals who we could use their communication mediums was the most effective. But we also did the traditional Facebook website, et cetera as well.
I'm sure this is a one-word answer. Afia wants to know if RBG has ever attended any of your classes.
The honest answer is more than one word. My heart breaks that she didn't, and we were very, 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 very close. So,
Yeah.
not yet.
We've got a few more minutes maybe. What percentage of your company's work has this become? This is from Carl May.
Sure, because it's become a sustainable initiative, it's grown, and we transitioned it into the membership and converted about 50% of everyone who was on the class. So we had 200 participants, converted about 100 of them, and now it's grown to, I would say, more like 10% of some of our efforts. Yeah.
And then last question I'm seeing here. Oh, wait, sorry, there's two. Eva was wondering, do you have a caregivers version?
Yeah, I'm not sure what is meant by caregivers version.
Me neither. I was hoping you would.
Yeah, but we would
Like maybe
love to.
it's a maybe like if there's a caregiver, like they could be leading, so you have like instructors,
Absolutely.
coach, and yeah.
Absolutely. You know, we would love to do some training for that caregiver to help that individual participate more. That's something we'd be willing to do on the side for sure.
And then last question before we let you off the hot seat is how did you find your customers?
Predominantly through the different medical practices and through our referral sources. We let them know that we were doing this class through some of the people that were referring to us for physical therapy, and that really helped.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Josh.
Thank you again, Joseph, Lisa. Thank you to the whole community. Really appreciate everyone.